Hey guys, thank you for listening here again. So we'll talk about a little about something that I'm very not known for, but I'm pretty good at. In this case, know what I'm talking about, and everything I talk about, I have experience. But meaning that this is what I do on my main business, and that's agriculture, right? And everybody doesn't know that, but I do. So meaning that Bill Gates, he's mostly known for Microsoft, and he does, Microsoft, all this computers, like Windows and all, we know him for all the things that, in this case, with the COVID helping, and all this case on the charity. But now, in this case, we already know this. This already came back to him from last year. Bill Gates is not the largest farmland now owner in America. So technically, he's not. There's another guy. So he's right here says, while Gates is America's biggest farmland owner, he's far from being a national largest owner. That crown belongs to liberal media journalist John Malone, who owns 2.2 million acres of land in the U.S. So he's not. I'm not sure he's second, third, but he's not the biggest, right? Um. So what was the whole point about this? Why did he buy all this type of acres that if he's Microsoft doesn't deal with land, right? A lot of people are saying that it could do with vertical integrated farming, the way they're gonna build big, facilities. In this case, I heard in the news that they're gonna make all these, facilities for vertical integrated for farming. But in that argument, you don't need too much of land to do that, right? You don't need all this acreage of land to do vertical integrated farming, correct? You need, a couple of warehouses here and there. You need land, but not as much as this. As the whole intention, from my point of view, this is for what I'm thinking, is that at the end of the day, this is coming from an investment point of view, meaning that they're seeing that shortages of land. So meaning you can make thousands of computers, right? So he can make Windows, he can make software, he can make it multiply whenever he wants. It's something that is untangible. That basically he could reproduce as unlimited quantities he wants. And his computers, Macs, not Macs, but in this case Windows. But now, as land, you cannot duplicate land. Land is just land, right? So there's so much land out there that you could buy, and that's what he did. So my help, he doesn't run his portfolio. Some other guy runs his portfolio. I don't know his exact name, but the whole video, the whole point of the video is why did they invest, in land, why? So in this case, that's the whole point, because land is not something you can reproduce. Once you try to invest in something, it doesn't matter what it is. You try to have a competitive advantage in it. If that is biology, product, service, or process, anything that has a tangible, something that has a competitive advantage in the market field, whatever that is, correct? That's what we make an investment. Let's say I'm making an investment in Microsoft because they have a competitive advantage in computing. They have this type of systems that are faster than others, right? Or whatever. So in this case, this is the same thing. So the whole point here is that we could see land as an investment. It's a great investment that in the damn farmland, it never depreciates. Literally, it doesn't. If you see the history on the charts, that always goes up because people always need things to eat. So putting money into land is technically kind of good because that will never depreciate. So that's what they did. So they basically, in other words, they had so much money that they were like, you know what? I don't need this type of money, so let's put it somewhere safe. And we need land, and over time it will appreciate. And if we need to rent it out, that's at the end of the day we get yield, we get a rent off of it, and we're happy, right? And that's the whole point they did, because land is so much. There's so much out there, meaning that they made it, for me, they made a good investment in farming, because farming will always be there. It's something stable. It's a consumer staple, meaning that's a consumer need that they need it. They need food. They need vegetables, fruit. So. And if not, then they could turn that land into warehouses, housing, or in this case, commercial offices, right? Buildings also. So at the end of the day, it will all have a great appreciation to the land. So that's the whole point of this investment. Because it was land, a competitive advantage that you can duplicate, and that's what happened. So hopefully you understood my point of view of why this happened with Bill Gates and why he farmed. But he's not, why he invested in farmland, but he's not the biggest. So Thank you for listening. Hope you liked this video. You could like or dislike and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks, funds.